everybody, this is Cameron and this is my micro teach lesson for methods of teaching. So thank you guys. Okay, so for today's lesson, we're going to do our parks. So for our warm-up today, I would like for you guys to please describe these two parks. Which park do you like best? Let's look at our target language. I can see blank, people can blank, and I prefer the park on the left because of blank, or the park on the right. Please take times to talk in pairs. During this time, students will chat and chat. I'll walk around the room for about 5 minutes and then call on several students to see what they think. I've chosen an urban park and a rather rural park, so students can understand that like a park is more than just greenery, right? How we define a park is rather broad, especially here. And this will lead us into our activity today. So today we're going to learn how to give reasons using because and so, and organize the ideas of a paragraph. The students will do this through writing a paragraph and describing their own park. So, before we start, guys, let's review what because and so means. So we use because before a reason. So we have our result, because, and reason. We added benches because people needed a place to sit. Or we could say, with so, we have reason, so result. People needed a place to sit, so we added benches. When we are having our results and our reasons, we need to know which order they go in. If this was a real Japanese classroom, I might pull in some Japanese grammar, like kara, and where the result goes using kara. Because as an English speaker, it's reversed. They use their most common reason word is more like so than because. So I would stress that in my explanation. Alrighty guys, so let's take a couple minutes. What do you think this is? It's raining blank, I need an umbrella. Is it because or so? Students would chat. I would probably have students yell out the answer in groups. And we do it again. Okay guys, very nice. Let's do with this picture. I'm late, blank, the train was delayed. What do you guys think? They would chat, and they would chat. And we have one more picture. I chose a more interesting photo, something a little bit more memorable to keep students' attentions. I find if you do things that are a little bit too in the norm, like it doesn't stick as well as something that's a little funny and silly. So, okay, my cat is cold, blank. He wears a hat. What do you guys think? And again, I'd walk around, chat with students, and we'd see. So next, alrighty guys, thank you so much. Now, we're gonna have a discussion. Please talk in pairs. What makes a park convenient or便利? And are parks important for cities or towns? What do you guys think? Again, we'd have discussion, I'd walk around, monitor, and we call in several students to share. Alrighty guys, so we've talked a lot about parks this morning. This is an example of a park I designed, okay? Let's read this together. This is my park on the moon. In my park, I added bathrooms because the moon is far from Earth and it would be difficult to go home. I also built a tea house so visitors can enjoy viewing the moon. The moon has many rabbits, so I built homes for them. I hope you enjoy my park. Alrighty guys, so we're gonna take a look at how this paragraph is structured. We can break paragraphs down into 3 different parts, alrighty? Our first part, we call our topic sentence. This tells us what the paragraph is about. So can you guys please talk in pairs? What is this paragraph about? This is my park on the moon. I give them a chance. I assume that they would do poorly here. I assume that this would be a hard question to answer. And I would point out the answer is the topic sentence. This is about my park on the moon. Alrighty guys, very good job. Now we're going to look at the second part of a paragraph, supporting ideas. These are the points of our topic. There are 3 points in this paragraph. Can you guys find the 3 points? They would chat with their friends, call again. Alrighty guys. And now we're going to take a look. We have our conclusion. different, so we're going to look at a metaphor. Paragraphs are like hamburgers. Who here likes hamburgers? Let's raise our hands. Alrighty, guys. Okay. So, we start with our topic sentence, just like the bun. And the topic sentence is short and tells us the main ideas. Next, we have the meat of our paragraph, the supporting ideas. This is the largest part of our paragraphs. And then we have the conclusion, which is just like the topic sentence, but a little bit different, right? Conclusions are similar, but just a little bit different. So, if we look at my conclusion and my topic sentence, how are they similar? Talk to your friends. What do you guys think? And I hope when the students can identify some of the wording is the same. My park. The ideas are the same, but just changed a little bit. I think this is one of the harder concepts to teach. In Japanese writing, it tends to be information, topic at the end. So, it's a new idea. Alrighty, guys. Thank you. I hope you guys can understand parts of a paragraph. Can you guys please check with your partners? Let's see if we have any questions. It can be a quite difficult idea. Give time for questions. Allow students to talk. I would allow the L1 during this conversation to make sure that students have a good understanding. I also think that parts of a paragraph is not something you can just cover once. So if I was teaching a university writing class, we would have probably already done an introduction to this. This should be in the middle, and probably the next couple months of writing, we would go through this format. Especially most college students here are like A2, A1, at least the universities I am interviewing at. So it's important to keep things basic and continue with scaffolding, not just for one lesson, but from lesson to lesson. If we don't come back and touch on what's been taught before, students can lose that knowledge. Alrighty, guys. So today we're going to design our own parks. First, you need to choose a location. Mine was on the moon. Where do you want yours to be? We can have it at your university, your hometown, another country, or the sea. Oops. Okay, and next we're going to choose 3 design features. What makes a park good? Right? Bathrooms, community gardens, cafes, ponds, fishing spots. What would make a good park to you? And then we're going to share our reason why. So my park had bathrooms, a tea house, and homes. And I explained why I made those decisions. Let's try to use our target language. I chose nani nani because nani nani. Nani nani so nani nani. I chose rabbit homes because there are a lot of rabbits. I like moon viewing, so I added a tea house. So let's continue with our ideas, please. Okay, let's look at the handouts, and then for the rest of the class, we'd be mainly working on a handout. They would do their brainstorming, their first draft. Then they'd switch to the partner and do some peer review, which takes quite a lot of time. It's something I'm trying to get students better at. If students can find mistakes in each other's work, they can better understand their own mistakes. And different classes have different social feelings. So you need to be able to make sure the pair work and the classwork works well with the students you have. Students that don't get along very well, I change how pair work works, where I make it much more structured and the amount of time actually needing to interact with students. Like the community building is a little bit more limited, versus students who really like each other, there's a little bit more community building. I say that at least in high school we get bullying, and so you want to ensure that a student who is the bullier isn't partnered with the bullyee. And if you have a classroom where this is a big problem, it can be difficult to manage who's with who. After they do their peer review, they're going to hand it back. They'll make comments. The person who gets theirs back about what they need to fix, and then they'll fix it. And then at the end, we do our reflection. What did you learn? This would typically be a ideally 25 to 30 students at the A2 level. Thank you guys for your time. It was really wonderful. And sorry for my lighting.